You are listening to the AI World Podcast, your trusted source for the latest innovations, insights, and trends in artificial intelligence, blockchain, fintech, and decentralized technologies. Each episode features expert interviews, engaging discussions, and in-depth analysis of how AI transforms industries worldwide. Stay ahead of the curve with the latest articles and exclusive reports from the AI World Journal, covering everything from emerging technologies to industry breakthroughs. For more news, global events, and access to AI World Society circle gatherings, visit us at aiworld.tv. Don't forget to subscribe to stay informed, stay connected, and be part of the AI revolution with AI World Lounge. Thank you for listening.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. It is January 20th, 2026. I want to start today by asking you to just picture something. You're standing in a huge modern enterprise. Maybe it's a factory, maybe a logistics hub.
Okay, got it.
What do you hear? Because if this were, I don't know, 5, 10 years ago, the answer is obvious.
It's chaos, right?
Yeah. Clanging, beeping, people yelling over the machinery, sound of effort.
The sound of friction, exactly. But if you walk into a state-of-the-art facility today, in 2026, it's quiet.
Eerily quiet.
There's a low hum, maybe, but the chaos is gone. And that silence is what we're unpacking today.
That's a perfect description of what Sidney Armani calls the silent revolution.
Yeah.
It's deceptive because you might think nothing's happening, but underneath that quiet surface, everything's moving faster than ever.
Well, that's a perfect setup. We're looking at a major report today from the AI World Journal. It's by Armani, titled AI Automation in 2026, The Rise of Autonomous Systems at Scale. And the core idea here is that we've crossed a major line. We're not really in the age of automation anymore. No, we're in the age of autonomy.
And it sounds like we're just playing with words, automation, autonomy, but it's a fundamental shift.
It's a tectonic shift. I mean, think back to the old days of, 2023?
Ancient history. I feel old just saying it.
Right. Back then we had RPA, robotic process automation.
The macro era. You know, if this, then that.
Precisely. You'd tell a bot, open this file, copy this cell, paste it over here. And it was useful for sure, but so brittle.
Right. If someone so much as added a column to the spreadsheet.
The whole process would have a meltdown. It was just dumb execution. All hands, no brain. But now, in 2026, that's over. We're not writing scripts. We're deploying intelligent agents.
Agents. That's the word of the year.
Yeah.
But let's get specific, because marketing departments have a way of ruining these terms.
Yeah.
What really separates a 2026 agent from an old bot?
I mean, it's right there in the name. Agency. An agent understands intent, it understands context, and, crucially, it learns from what happens. A bot is a tool, like a hammer. An agent is, well, it's more like a collaborator.
So our mission for this deep dive is to figure out how we got from these dumb hammers to intelligent collaborators, and, frankly, what that means for the actual humans still on the payroll.
That is the multi-trillion-dollar question.
To get there, let's look at the tech. The report points to 3 breakthroughs that really made this possible. First up, causal inference models.
This is the big one. This is the absolute game changer.
In simple terms.
In simple terms, it's imagination.
Okay, a computer with imagination. You're going to have to unpack that a little.
So older AI, even the big language models, were correlation machines. They knew that when A happens, B usually follows. But they never understood why.
Right.
Causal inference lets the AI simulate counterfactuals. It can ask, okay, what would happen if I did this instead before it ever commits to an action?
So it's running a quick simulation of the future, testing its move, and then deciding.
Exactly. It's predicting consequences. It's the difference between a reflex and a strategy.
Which flows right into the second breakthrough mentioned, continuous learning frameworks.
Yeah. Remember those awful knowledge cutoff dates?
Oh, sorry. My knowledge ends in 2023. Drove me crazy.
Right. In a business, you just can't have that. A supply chain AI can't be ignorant of a shipping lane that closed 5 minutes ago. Continuous learning means the models are updating in near real time. They are literally learning on the job.
And the third piece, tying it all together, is digital twins.
These are real-time virtual mirrors. And we're not just talking about a cool 3D graphic. It's a live data model of the entire operation. So the agent uses that causal inference, its imagination, inside the safe sandbox of the digital twin first.
It practices there before it tries something in the real world.
Precisely.
So we have a machine that can imagine, learn instantly, and has a safe place to practice. That's the engine. Now let's see how it drives. The report uses this great example of a global retailer to show what an agentic workflow looks like.
This one is textbook. It really shows how the agents pass the baton to each other without any human playing telephone in the middle.
Okay, so walk us through it. Agent number 1 is
Market intelligence. It's just constantly scanning everything. Social media, news feeds, economic data, you name it.
it's listening to the pulse of the world.
247. And it picks up a signal. A certain shade of neon yellow is blowing up with runners in Tokyo.
And in the old world, a human analyst writes a weekly trend report that their boss reads 4 days later.
And by then, the trend is already over. But this agent acts instantly. It flags agent number 2, the supply chain orchestrator.
And basically asks, hey, we need neon yellow stuff. Got any?
Yep. The supply chain agent checks inventory, checks production schedules, and realizes, uh-oh, shortage, we can't meet this demand.
And this is usually where a human gets a panic-inducing email at 2 a.m.
Not anymore, because agent 2 turns to agent 3, and this is the one that really got me. The supplier negotiation agent.
Okay, I circled this part. A negotiation agent. It's not just checking a price list, it's actually haggling.
It is effectively haggling. It reaches out to other suppliers who have the raw dye. It engages with their sales bots.
Bot-on-bot negotiation. The future is weird.
It is. But it has its constraints. It knows the budget. It knows the delivery window. It knows the company's ethical rules, like carbon footprint limits. And within those rules, it negotiates. It might offer a higher volume commitment for a lower price per unit.
And it generates the contract.
It generates the standard agreement for a final digital sign-off. And while this is happening, another agent is modeling the financial impact to make sure it's profitable, and a marketing agent is already buying targeted ad space in Tokyo.
So from trend detection to raw material procurement, no human intervention.
Zero. The humans designed the system. They set the guardrails, the budgets, the ethics. They told the bus where to go, but they didn't have to drive it.
It completely changes what management even means.
You're not a player anymore. You're the designer of the game.
Okay, but that's all software. That's data.
Yeah.
Let's shift gears to where the bits meet the atoms. The physical world.
Right. This is where that silent revolution becomes, well, visible. Or maybe invisible is the better word because of how smooth it all is.
The report talks about warehouses. The old robots just followed lines of tape on the floor.
Yep. If a box fell in its path, it just stopped. Helpless.
Total gridlock.
That was automation. Today, it's autonomy. There is no tape. The robots use dynamic swarm coordination.
Like a flock of birds or a school of fish.
Perfect analogy. They're all sensing each other, constantly adjusting their paths, their speeds, weaving around each other in this fluid dance. No collisions, no traffic jams.
And that extends to the assembly line itself. The report mentioned self-optimizing assembly.
With the robotic arm, yeah. In the past, the arm welded the exact same spot every single time. If the part was off by a millimeter, you get a defect.
You throw the part away.
Exactly. Now, the arm's sensors detect a microscopic variance in the component's position, and it adjusts its own angle and pressure on the fly to compensate.
It's improvising.
It's preventing the defect from ever happening, and this connects to predictive maintenance, too. We've been promised this for years.
Right. Fix it before it breaks.
But now it's real. It's not just this part is vibrating weirdly. It's based on the current load and thermal data, this specific bearing will fail in approximately 47 hours. There's a planned shift change in 12. Let's schedule the replacement for then to minimize downtime.
It books its own maintenance appointment.
It does, and the whole facility does this with energy too. The AI is constantly balancing solar, wind, battery storage. If the price of electricity from the grid spikes, it'll instantly dim the lights in unused hallways to save money.
It's like the building is breathing.
It's the central nervous system. That's the core metaphor.
So, we have agents handling contracts, robot swarms, self-healing factories. Which brings us to the elephant in the room, the human element.
The inevitable question.
If the AI is doing all of this, what are the humans doing?
And it's a fair question. The report is clear. This isn't a simple job loss story. It's a job restructuring story.
Which, you have to admit, often sounds like a nice way of saying layoffs.
And for some roles, it is. We have to be honest about that. If your job was purely repetitive coordination, moving data from system A to system B, an agent does that now.
So where do those people go?
They move up the stack. From operators to supervisors, from players to coaches, the report lists all these new job titles that are becoming common.
I saw that. Agent orchestrator.
Think of it like a conductor of an orchestra. You're not playing the violin. You're guiding a team of highly skilled agents, telling them what piece to play. Today, optimize for speed. Tomorrow, optimize for cost.
An AI ethicist or algorithm auditor?
Absolutely critical. These are the safety inspectors. If an agent is making financial decisions, someone has to audit its logic to make sure it's not just running wild, that it's adhering to the company's ethical rules.
So the uniquely human skills, creativity, judgment, empathy, they become the premium.
They become the most valuable currency in the economy. In a world full of artificial intelligence, actual intelligence is what you pay for.
The report was also pretty optimistic about sectors like healthcare.
It is, and for good reason. A lot of physician burnout wasn't from treating patients, it was from fighting with insurance companies and paperwork.
The administrative nightmare.
Agents handle that now. The scheduling, the billing codes, the pre-authorizations. It frees up the doctor to actually be a doctor.
And in government, the citizen services agent.
This is the dream, right? Instead of waiting in line at the DMV, you just talk to an agent. I want to start a small business. It pulls the data it needs, fills out the forms across 3 different departments, and gives you the license.
That alone might be worth it.
Okay.
But, there's always a but. This level of interconnected autonomy, it has to introduce some wild new risks.
A cascade failure.
That sounds bad.
It is. When you have all these autonomous systems interacting at the speed of light, a single tiny error in one agent can be magnified across the entire ecosystem almost instantly.
Give me an example.
What if that negotiation agent has a bug? It decides the cheapest way to get that neon dye is from a supplier using a banned chemical, and it finds a loophole in the ethical constraints. The other agents just see a cheap, available material. It gets ordered, produced, marketed. Suddenly you have a toxic, illegal product on shelves globally, and the whole disaster unfolded in under a day.
Before a single human even noticed.
Exactly. The friction of human bureaucracy was also a safety feature in a way. It slowed things down now that friction is gone.
So how do you prevent the autonomous train from running off the rails?
Governance. The report stresses this. 2026 isn't the year of rogue AI. It's the year of governance as code.
And what does that look like?
A few things. First, human in the loop for strategic decisions. The agent can negotiate $1 million contract, but a human has to provide the final biometric sign-off.
So a required approval gate.
Yes. Second, XAI, explainable AI. No more black boxes. If an AI makes a decision, it has to produce a transparent log of why it made that decision.
You need to be able to show your work.
You have to. And finally, the red button.
A literal kill switch.
Automated circuit breakers. If the system detects an anomaly, an agent trying to order 10 million units instead of 10,000, it automatically freezes that process and flags a human supervisor. Instantly.
Hard stops built into the system.
You need them. And you need clear lines of accountability. You can't fire an algorithm.
So let's tie this together. Our money calls 2026 the threshold year.
It feels right. We're crossing from a world where tech is a tool we use to one where it's the operational brain of the entire enterprise.
And the companies that win aren't just the ones that go the fastest.
No, it's the ones who do it responsibly, the ones who invest as much in reskilling their people as they do in their AI. It's about blending the silicon brain with the carbon brain.
A true partnership.
It has to be.
Which brings me to one last thought.
Yeah.
If the AI really is the new nervous system, handling all the reflexes and the routine functions of our companies, our governments, then what does that free up the human brain to actually do?
Yeah.
If we're not bogged down in the minutiae anymore, are we ready to just be strategists, to just be creators?
Yeah. That's the real challenge, isn't it? We've spent a century training people to act like efficient robots. Now the actual robots are here to do that job, and we have to remember how to be human again.
That might be the toughest job transition of all.
I think it is.
We will leave it on that thought.
Yeah.
A huge thank you to Sydney Armani for this report and to you for helping us break it all down.
My pleasure.
And thank you for listening to The Deep Dive. Are you ready to be the architect, not the cog? Something to think about. We'll see you on the next one.
You are listening to the AI World Podcast, your trusted source for the latest innovations, insights, and trends in artificial intelligence, blockchain, fintech, and decentralized technologies. Each episode features expert interviews, engaging discussions, and in-depth analysis of how AI transforms industries worldwide. Stay ahead of the curve with the latest articles and exclusive reports from the AI World Journal, covering everything from emerging technologies to industry breakthroughs. For more news, global events, and access to AI World Society circle gatherings, visit us at aiworld.tv. Don't forget to subscribe to stay informed, stay connected, and be part of the AI revolution with AI World Lounge. Thank you for listening.